情人眼里出西施 means to say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Hey everyone, welcome back to Coach and Jane's Lives. So glad you can join us this week. My name is Jedi and today we're going to talk about wisdom from the East. Now, really, the last few sessions we've been talking about different phrases, different Chinese idioms, and today we got one really special one for you. Now, just over this week, we just celebrated the Chinese Valentine's Day. Now, do you know that on February 14th, it's when everyone around the world celebrates Valentine, but Chinese also have their own Valentine's Day. Well, but today we're going to talk about something similar to Valentine's, but in this one beautiful phrase. This is the phrase. It's called 情人眼里出西施. 情人眼里出西施. What does that mean? Well, 情人, it's someone that you love, you have affection for, someone that you adore, admire, someone that you see with beauty, right? 眼里 means in your eyes, beauty in your eyes. 出西施, Xi was a particular person that lived many years ago in ancient China, one of the four beauties of China. And she was recognized as the beauty, the highest standards of beauty that all of China can find. And so that process of finding that one beautiful person, her name was called Xi. So when you put all this together, 情人眼里出西施 means to say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. That's a simple English phrase for it, but it goes much deeper than that, right? Beauty in the eyes of the beholder. What do we mean by that? So when we say, when we tell people, say, hey, this topic, this subject, that particular issues, that particular person or that particular thing, it's 情人眼里出西施 means to say, it's in the person's eyes something beautiful. I give an example. If you are joining us for this video here as well, many of us here, if you've never experienced this fruit called durian, it's a really famous fruit here in Southeast Asia, in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, and that's when people around here they enjoy so much, right? So the durian is also known as the king of fruits, but it's not for the light. It's not for all the light taste buds. It's for people who says, hey, I want to adventure something brand new, I want to try something fresh. And durians have this amazing, pungent but yet delectable taste. So in the eyes of Singaporeans or some people who enjoy durians, they'll say this, hey, it's really 情人眼里出西施. What does it mean? Is this people who love it sees the beauty in it. They will tell the different grades of durian. They say, hey, this particular grade is called the Mao Sang Wang, or that grade is called the black gold durian, or the red prawn durian, or this D24 durian, and they are able to tell you all the things. Now, it's not just applicable to fruits; it's also applicable to things that we have, or objects that we buy, or people that we fall in love with. So, for example, for some of us here, we say, hey, I don't understand why did that person went for the other person. Why did together, and why did they choose that partner to work with them? Well, because 情人眼里出西施. So beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. What is a stone to one might be an object of beauty. What is something that is distasteful for one might be something worth a gazillion for people. For example, today we have many precious food items, many precious items that sold on the market, but not everybody loves it, right? Some people love it, some people don't love it. So think about this. Ancient times there's this thing called the sea cucumbers. So sea cucumbers are not actually cucumbers, they're actually living organisms, little scrubs that actually go on the seabed. So they eat off little things on the seabed. And that was known as a delicacy in ancient Chinese times. And however, people used to catch those sea cucumbers and offer it as a luxury product for people to taste. But as more and more people were able to afford such luxury products, guess what happened to it? More and more people behold it. In actual fact, there's not much taste to the sea cucumbers. You need to add oyster sauce, soy sauce, you need to steam it, you need to brew it, you need to have a lot of different sauce to make it taste better. But many people believe of its great chemical composition, many nutritional values. But you see, the thing is about this, right? Some of us say, hey, but that's just, why waste the effort to go and hunt for something like this? And really, at the end of the day, there's not much taste to it. And if you really would need an additional supplement, you can actually get them from supplementary products. But why do we have to go and hunt for sea cucumbers? Well, 情人眼里出西施, meaning to say that it is beauty in the eyes of the beholder, because people are willing to sacrifice and pay lots of money just for that little piece of sea cucumber. So think about this, right? What about your loved ones? What about people that you love? For example, all of us, whatever we love it in our own eyes. Whatever we see in our own eyes. So for example, if I enjoy the way I speak or the way I interact with others, I could say, hey, this is me, right? And I love who I am. I love being me, and that's beauty in the eyes of the beholder. So think about this coming week as you think about what are things that you behold that's beautiful in your eyes but may not be to others. And could you perhaps be wrong? Could you be correct about certain things? Or are there things that you would like to change as well? Now, is it possible for such a thing to be taken negatively as well? Yes, it's possible, because sometimes, if we're not aware, sometimes it might come across as either, looking at something that people don't really appreciate, or you may feel like, it may appear like you're the odd one out in school. So think about this. When I was in school, I was the only person in school who has encyclopedias as my books to read, and I was the only student when I was in secondary school. Sometimes some of us call it the grade school or junior high schools. I was reading university textbooks, and I enjoyed it so much. I mean, people said, "Hey, that's crazy! You're crazy, man. Why are you studying university textbooks when you're in secondary school?" Well, because I enjoy it. I enjoy learning. I enjoy reading. So, that's beauty in the eyes of the beholder. What is one man's poison? It's another man's tea, another man's booze, another man's flavor. So to me, this is what it is, right? All of us have different things that we enjoy, different things that we love. But the thing is this: can we appreciate and acknowledge each other's for our own individuality? Because sometimes people would like to force feed us in a certain frame, certain structure. They say, hey, you can only like this, you can only like that. But you know what? Life is greater than that. Life is greater than just A, B, or C. And there can be so many different possibilities to life as well. So next time when you meet someone and says, hey, that's ugly, that is distasteful, this is this. Notice that what is distasteful to you might be a delicacy to another person. What seems a sore eye in your eyes, but maybe something really gorgeous in a person's eyes. Think about this. I was reading the newspapers one day, and I came across this article about an art piece where when one of the artists actually placed a banana and a scotch tape or a duct tape on the wall, and that was an art, and it sold for a lot of money. And to many of us, how is that art? How does it express? How does it command so much money? It's just a banana and some duct tape over, right? It doesn't really make sense. But you know what? It was an expression of beauty. It was an expression of something. So in the eyes of the beholder, that was worth a lot. But for others, it might just be seen as a banana. So this is why it's so important. This is also one of the proverbs that we heard before. Do not cast precious pearl before swine. So this ancient proverb as well says this: don't cast your precious objects before swine, people who can't appreciate things. So for example, sometimes when you have wisdom and knowledge, we don't go around showing how wise we are. We don't go around showing how much knowledge we have. No. Because guess what? We don't cast our pearls before swines. Because guess what? There's a right place and right time for them as well. So think about this, how this can apply for your coming week as a coach, as a speaker, as an influencer, even as a parent, or even as an individual who you are communicating with, your peers, your partners, your spouse, your children. What is something that's in your eyes beautiful, but in another person's eyes might mean something else altogether? And do you have the flexibility to change that, to alter that, to create new perception positions for yourself in this coming week? So hope you enjoyed this week's Wisdom from the East, and until next week, we'll see you for our next episode on Wisdom for the Ears.